Royal Caribbean announces their protocols from Florida for the month of August. Are we any closer to Americans being allowed to cruise without vaccinations? Let's talk about it right now on Island Time. Welcome back to Island Time. This is Derek, your host. We are so glad to have you today. We had a blast last night with literally hundreds of you who joined our live chat session, our live video. We got through so much material, questions answered, content, games. It was a blast. It really was. And we will do it again very, very soon. Let's get to the cruise news. That is why we are here. Cruise news. All things are well right now in the Caribbean. Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Carnival, they're all cruising. There's no big story. There's no big headline, even though the media is looking for something and people are waiting. They're waiting, and there will be something happen, whether it's today, this week, next week, something will happen. We've seen it across the world. Let's see how the media and the country responds. Let's talk about Royal Caribbean. They've announced their protocols out of Florida for the month of August, and I'll be honest with you, not much has changed. These sailings are sold out. They're sold out. They're gone. The demand is there, and the protocols look like what we've seen in the month of July for Royal Caribbean. Remember, these are cruises that are blended, okay, with vaccinated and non-vaccinated passengers. But I will tell you two things. Number one, most of the passengers are vaccinated, and it is in the high 90s. And number two, those who are not vaccinated are mostly children. So we're not to the point yet where you have unvaccinated adults for the most part. We have heard that there have been some on Royal Caribbean. There even have been some on Carnival, but those numbers are very, very low. I'm talking a handful, maybe two per cruise. Now, these blended cruises, which is mostly children unvaccinated, they're leaving out of the Freedom of the Seas on Royal Caribbean. They're leaving, of course, right now in the month of July. They're also leaving in August. And the protocols look like this. Basically, there is still masking on the ship for everyone. You have to wear a mask. But there are particular sections of the ship that vaccinated passengers are welcome to take their mask off. Those being both outside and then indoors in certain dining rooms and bars and other public areas. It is very well posted throughout the ship where you can and cannot have your mask on or off. So that is the news. We also know that both Royal Caribbean and Carnival are making unvaccinated guests buy travel insurance through the rest of 2021. I would usually advocate for buying your insurance through a third-party market because it's a little bit cheaper. But in this case, I would actually advocate that you go ahead and buy your travel insurance through Royal Caribbean and Carnival because of the amount of coverage and the type of coverage that you need. You need with Royal Caribbean, you need, first off, the policy has got to be in the person's name that is unvaccinated. So if it's a child, it needs to be in that child's name, not the parent's name. That helps get things moving if something were to happen. But you do need $25,000 per person in medical expense coverage. If something were to happen, you'll be happy that you have $25,000 because on a ship, trust me, it's very expensive for care. And you have to have $50,000 of coverage for emergency medical evacuation. And there cannot be a COVID-19 exclusion. If you buy with the cruise line, Royal Caribbean or Carnival, these numbers, these figures, these terms and conditions, they will be met. If you're going private, make sure that this is what you are buying, okay? Just like car insurance, these numbers can fluctuate what you pay for your policy. So make sure that that is correct. Also, for children who are not yet able to get the vaccine, they can still cruise on Royal Caribbean. With Carnival, you have to have an exemption. With Royal Caribbean, they can cruise. But testing has to be done. Royal Caribbean will pay for testing that's done on those who are not able, the children not able to get the vaccine yet because of age, 12 and under. If you are 12 and over and unvaccinated, you have to pay for that test. But Royal Caribbean will take care of the testing, of course, if it is needed for children under 12. There are also other protocols for areas of the ship. So certain guests, if you are not vaccinated, you could have limited access to certain areas, dining rooms, bars, for example. You cannot go to the spa, for example, and get a massage if you are unvaccinated. You cannot go to the casino if you are unvaccinated. Why would they put that? If it were just children cruising that are unvaccinated, that's because there are more people than just children who are unvaccinated. There are adults traveling, but it is a small number, Royal Caribbean tells us. There are select show times for everyone. There are select show times for just vaccinated guests. And so if you are cruising on Royal Caribbean, you have your cruise booked already, you're unvaccinated, you will know what you can and cannot do. If you are a vaccinated guest and you wonder, you can find the complete protocols on Royal Caribbean's website. And trust me, they're lengthy. They really are. I read some reviews of cruisers from both Royal Caribbean and Carnival the last week, over the weekend. I spent time reading all sorts of reviews, and there are people who were upset. There were people I read on Carnival, the Carnival Vista in particular, who thought the cruise was 100% vaccinated. But Carnival uses the terminology of a fully vaccinated cruise. That's the term they are using, fully vaccinated cruise. And what that means is what the CDC says it means. Fully vaccinated cruise is considered 95% vaccinated with passengers and 98% vaccinated with crew. That's what a fully vaccinated cruise is being defined as by the CDC. So some people were upset. Protocols are everything. They really are. They're out there. They're descriptive. If you don't agree with them, cruise lines are letting you rebook for later in the year. I know you probably don't want to do that because you've rebooked so many times. But if you don't agree with what's going on, you can let your voice be heard, let your mind and your heart be heard, but you can reschedule if you so choose. Are we any closer to having this 95% vaccinated number drop and the number of unvaccinated adults match the number of vaccinated? We don't know. We don't. And if you look at the reality going on, the new variant that's going around and the number of cases that are rising, I was hopeful for September that those numbers would come closer together, not 50-50 by any means, but a larger number of unvaccinated adults would be able to travel. I don't think we're there yet. As a matter of fact, I think we've taken a small step back the last couple of weeks. Carnival has hinted at releasing their protocols for the month of September. I think they were almost finalized, but we've seen what's happened the last 2 weeks, so I think they've had to wait as well. But we will see what happens. I know a lot of you are waiting to cruise until this vaccine issue in question is answered, and we don't know when it's going to be. We don't. We encourage you to get the vaccine if you can get the vaccine and you so choose. But right now, that is the answer. That is the problem solver. If you get the vaccine, you don't have to question, can I go on the cruise? Because you can. It's the group of people that do not have the vaccine that are wondering, can I go on the cruise? That is where we are at. We're going to see what happens this week. We anticipate news from Royal Caribbean, from Carnival both. There are ships returning into service next month. We should hear what's going to happen with those ships. And we're going to be right here as we always are, and we hope that you will join us. If you have not subscribed to our channel, we hope that you do. We would love to have you here. We are a community that loves cruising. We support each other. We answer questions. We give advice. That is why we are here. We will see you tomorrow with all the latest cruise news right here on Island Time.